પાંચ રાજ્યોમાં ચૂંટણી તારીખોની જાહેરાત થઈ. 10 ફેબ્રુઆરીએ યુપીમાં પહેલા તબક્કાનું મતદાન થશે. ઉત્તરાખંડ, ગોવામાં એક તબક્કામાં જ ચૂંટણી થશે. 10 માર્ચે 5 રાજ્યોનું પરિણામ આવશે. દેશના 5 રાજ્યમાં આ વર્ષે થનારી વિધાનસભા ચૂંટણીની તારીખોની જાહેરાત આજે કરવામાં આવશે. ઇલેક્શન કમિશન બપોરે 3:30 વાગે પ્રેસ કોન્ફરન્સ શરૂ કરી દીધી છે. આ કોન્ફરન્સમાં ઉત્તર પ્રદેશ, ઉત્તરાખંડ, પંજાબ, ગોવા અને મણિપુરમાં ચૂંટણીની તારીખોની આજે જાહેરાત કરાશે. પ્રેસ કોન્ફરન્સમાં ચીફ ઇલેક્શન કમિશનર સુશીલ ચંદ્રાએ કહ્યું છે કે કોરોનાના સમયગાળામાં ચૂંટણી યોજવી પડકારજનક છે. ચૂંટણીમાં કોવિડ નિયમોનું પાલન થવું ખૂબ જ જરૂરી છે. મીડિયા રિપોર્ટના જણાવ્યા મુજબ ઉત્તર પ્રદેશમાં 6 થી 8 તબક્કામાં, જ્યારે પંજાબમાં 3 તબક્કામાં ચૂંટણી કરાવવાની યોજના છે. ઉત્તરાખંડ અને ગોવામાં 1 તબક્કામાં, જ્યારે મણિપુરમાં 2 તબક્કામાં ચૂંટણી કરાવવા માટેની તૈયારી કરવામાં આવી છે. ઇલેક્શન કમિશને શુક્રવારે જ કેમ્પેનિંગ માટે ઉમેદવારના ખર્ચની મર્યાદા વધારી દીધી હતી. હવે લોકસભા ચૂંટણી દરમિયાન ઉમેદવાર પોતાના પાર્લામેન્ટરી વિસ્તારમાં વર્ષ 2014માં નક્કી કરવામાં આવેલા 70 લાખ રૂપિયાની જગ્યાએ 95 લાખ રૂપિયા અને 54 લાખ રૂપિયાની જગ્યાએ 75 લાખ રૂપિયા ખર્ચ કરી શકશે. આ રીતે વિધાનસભા ચૂંટણી દરમિયાન 28 લાખ રૂપિયાની જગ્યાએ 40 લાખ રૂપિયા અને 20 લાખ રૂપિયાની જગ્યાએ 28 લાખ રૂપિયાનો ખર્ચ કરી શકશે. કમિશને આ ખર્ચની સીમા એની એક કમિટીએ કરેલી ભલામણના આધારે વધારી છે.
I come to COVID protocols and COVID safe elections, I think for which many persons are waiting and lot of queries are coming even before announcement of the polls. I will start that there were a lot of queries on this issue, that what will happen, what is going to happen. But I would like to start with a very, couplet. यकीन हो तो कोई रास्ता निकलता है, हवा की ओट भी लेकर चिराग जलता है. So therefore यकीन होना चाहिए. We should have a yaqeen, we should have a faith, we should have a absolutely belief that we can pass through this particular pandemic also through our safety measures, through our proper following of the COVID appropriate behavior. Only then we can sail through effectively, safely into this election process, as has been done in earlier past elections also. The decision to go ahead with scheduled elections was taken after much deliberation, discussions, and careful analysis of the ever dynamic situation. The situation is very dynamic. It is not static. Nobody can predict. Nobody could have predicted earlier also, a month before. So the situation is very, very dynamic. Let me go back to the Constitution of India on this issue. Article 172(1) states clearly that every legislative assembly of every state, unless sooner dissolved, shall continue for 5 years, and no longer. So the period of any constituency is only up to 5 years and no longer. Any postponement of the assembly may result in a situation which denies people of that state the right to elect an accountable government of their choice. The government will have to be of their choice. It is a democratic process. Nomination to the candidates. This is an optional facility, and we would like the candidates should use this facility so that the physical contact can be reduced and online facility can be fully utilized by the candidates who are coming for contesting the poll. And friends, another important issue is the candidates with the criminal cases. Each and every voter has a right to know the background of the candidate. Among other measures to ensure ethical elections, emphasis is also given on mandatory publicity of criminal antecedents. Candidates with criminal antecedents are required to publish information in this regard in newspaper and through television channels on 3 occasions during the campaign period. Besides this, it is also mandatory for political parties to upload on their website at the home page detailed information regarding individuals with pending criminal cases who have been selected as candidates, along with the reasons. The political party will have to give the reasons as to why this particular candidate has been selected and no candidate without any criminal antecedent was selected, and winnability is not the criteria for the same. And the details will be published within 48 hours of the selection of the candidate and not prior to 2 weeks before the first date of filing of nomination as was done earlier. The details of such candidates will also be available on Know Your Candidate. That is an app developed by the ECI. The Commission has decided that no roadshow, padyatra, cycle, bike vehicle rally and procession shall be allowed till 15th January 2022. Commission shall subsequently review the situation and issue further instructions accordingly. So up to 15th of January, because the situation is dynamic, it is not static. No roadshow, no padyatra, no cycle, bike or vehicle rally and any procession. Similarly, no physical rally of political parties or probable candidates or any other group related to election shall be allowed till 15th January. Commission shall subsequently review the situation considering the situation of the pandemic and issue further instructions accordingly. So up to 15th of January, there is absolutely a moratorium of physical rally and physical road shows. Between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m., no rallies and public meetings. Similar like a campaign curfew that on any campaign day. That will continue. No nukkad sabhas will be allowed on public roads, roundabouts or public streets or corners. Commission laid emphasis on registration of new age voters, women and persons with disabilities. A total number of 18.34 crore electors, including service voters, will take part in this election, out of which 8.55 crore are women electors. As a result of the hard work done by our officers in the field, we have some very encouraging figures to share with you. And there was a lot of emphasis on increasing the gender ratio. That is, the women's participation in electoral process. And I'm happy to say that it has been increased in all the 5 states. And as compared to the last assembly elections, and with Uttar Pradesh witnessing the maximum increase of 29 points, followed by Goa 24 points, Manipur 19 points, Uttarakhand 18 points, and Punjab 10 points. With this result, the gender ratio of various states is as under: Goa 1056, Manipur 1065, Punjab 902, Uttarakhand 928, and UP is 868. As many as 24.9 lakh first-time electors, that is between the age of 18 and 19, have